They said the truth would set them free. But in this courtroom, the truth felt like a weapon, one that could tear everything apart. The judge's gavel slammed down, and all eyes turned to Robyn Brown, accused of betraying her own family. She stood accused of selling the land they had all called home to a secret buyer. Kody's face twisted with disbelief. Christine, Janelle, and Meri could barely breathe as decades of trust unraveled before the world's eyes. Then, just as the first secrets came to light, a hidden letter was discovered, forcing the Browns to fight not just for their land, but for the very soul of their family. Could forgiveness survive a betrayal this deep? Or was some trust gone forever? Outside, the courthouse was alive with anticipation. Even before sunrise, news vans clogged the curb, headlights flashing as cameramen scrambled for the perfect shot. Inside, the air was thick, heavy, electric-like. The moment before a storm breaks, every seat was filled, some faces curious, some openly hostile, and others neighbors. Old friends simply mourning what had once been the pride of their block. The double doors swung open. Kody Brown entered first, suit pressed, jaw tight, eyes scanning the room. His usual bravado showed cracks, fleeting glimpses of doubt. One by one, his wives appeared. Christine, Janelle, and Meri, each walking deliberately. Each carrying a storm of emotions, each orbiting him like distant planets around a dying star. Robyn came last. Her face was carefully composed, lips set in a line meant to signal determination. But under the fluorescent lights, it trembled. She walked alone, not just physically, but emotionally. Shoulders tight, arms crossed, eyes darting between her family and the row of attorneys waiting by the bench. Her lawyer whispered something, but Robyn seemed deaf to everything except the judge. The evidence and the uncertain truth of their tangled family. Kody paced just inside the door, barely noticing his wives. His lawyer murmured strategy, but Kody's mind was elsewhere. Christine gripped her purse until her knuckles turned white. Janelle's jaw was set, nostrils flaring. Meri, quiet and reserved, folded her hands in her lap, trying to steady her trembling breath. A single tear slid down her cheek before anyone could notice. The judge entered. Everyone rose. The bailiff called for order. This wasn't reality TV anymore. This was a legal battlefield. Coyote Pass, the family's dreamland, now a war zone of betrayal and survival. The silver-haired judge's eyes scanned the courtroom, weary but commanding. Rules were laid out. No outbursts, no interruptions. Every side would have its say. But everyone knew the real story would spill long before the legal arguments concluded. The prosecutor rose, calm, yet predatory, and outlined the allegations. Robyn Brown had allegedly sold a portion of Coyote Pass without the wives' consent, forged signatures, and diverted family funds to an untraceable private account. Gasps rippled through the gallery. Kody's eyes widened. Christine looked away. Janelle gripped her phone as if she could text herself out of the nightmare. Robyn remained silent, eyes glistening. The first exhibit scanned deeds showing Robyn's signature alongside Kody's. Kody shook his head. "That's not mine," he muttered. Meri let out a quiet gasp. The prosecution continued, highlighting wire transfers, anonymous emails, and a maze of evidence that piled up like bricks. Robyn's lawyer objected, but the judge insisted. The full story needed to be heard. Robyn finally spoke, her voice small but firm. "I did what I thought was right for my children. For all of us." She denied forgery, insisted Kody was involved in every meeting, that he helped negotiate the sale. Kody's eyes blazed. "You're lying, Robyn. I never agreed to this." Just when it seemed the truth was clear, a new detail emerged. A late-night meeting at Coyote Pass. Robyn claimed it was with a realtor. The prosecution hinted at someone far more dangerous. Christine spoke for the first time, her voice low, wounded and sharp. "You kept us all in the dark, Robyn. We trusted you." Janelle added, "Rumors swirled for months. I asked Kody. He said not to worry. But there was always something you weren't telling us." Meri tried to mediate, voice breaking. "We should have handled this as a family. Not here. Not like this. The courtroom held its breath as the prosecutor introduced a bombshell. A local notary claimed to have witnessed all signatures. Robyn and Kody, yes, but Christine too. Christine shook her head in disbelief. I wasn't there. You're lying. The notary hesitated, unsure if memory had failed her. Tension snapped further when Janelle admitted, I was at Coyote Pass that night, not Christine. I met a lawyer about potential bankruptcy. I was desperate. I didn't want anyone to know until I understood the risks. The room went silent. Kody's face paled. Robyn stared as if seeing a ghost. Kody erupted. That's not my signature. I would never sign away our land without a family vote. This is a setup. Robyn's tears fell freely. I never forged anything, Kody. You were in the room. Christine's voice cut sharp through the tension. It's always someone else's fault, Robyn. We're the ones left to pick up the pieces. The judge banged his gavel. Enough. This is a court of law, not a family reunion. The next witness, a financial expert, revealed a paper trail. Funds wired to a shell company, an anonymous trust, and a masked buyer known as E-Green. Kody was bewildered. Robyn claimed ignorance. Christine and Janelle looked equally confused. Meri sat shaking. Silence hung heavy. Sometimes it's what you don't say that matters most. The court reconvened after a brief recess. A security technician displayed night vision footage from Coyote Pass. 2 cars arrived, 3 people exited. Shadows moved, hoods up. 1 figure lingered at the gate checking their phone. Another argued wildly. The 3rd walked toward the property. The technician froze the frame. This figure matches Kody Brown's build, he said. Time-stamped 12:07 a.m. The room held its breath. Every secret, every lie, every ounce of trust hung in the balance. The Browns were on the edge, and the next revelation could change everything. The courtroom fell into a stunned silence. Every Brown froze, eyes locked on the grainy figure on the screen. Kody's jaw tightened. Robyn clutched her phone like a lifeline, tears streaming silently down her cheeks. Christine's fists dug into her knees. Janelle's gaze darted nervously between the screen and her family, and Meri simply hid behind her hair, shaking, trying to process what she was seeing. The technician rewound the footage, frame by frame. Notice here, he said, pointing at the gate. The figure checks the phone, then gestures as if arguing with someone unseen. And this 3rd figure walks toward the property, clearly not alone, but moving deliberately. Kody's eyes widened. That's not me. I wasn't there. His voice shook, half in anger, half in fear. Robyn, you were there, right? Explain this. Robyn's voice quivered, small but defiant. I was at the property that night, yes, but only for a meeting with the realtor. I didn't sell anything secretly. I didn't forge Kody's signature. Everything I did thinking I was protecting us, our family, our future. Christine shot him a glare sharp enough to cut glass. Protecting us, or protecting yourself, while the rest of us were kept in the dark. She shook her head. You've spent decades building walls instead of bridges. Janelle's hands clenched into fists. I was there that night, remember? Not Christine. I met a lawyer because I knew we were in financial trouble. I didn't tell anyone because I wanted to understand the risks first. But don't pretend like you've been honest with us, Kody. None of you have. Meri finally spoke, her voice barely a whisper. We used to trust each other now. I don't even know what that means anymore. The judge banged his gavel. Order, this court will hear evidence, not recriminations. Counsel, proceed with the witness. The prosecutor called in a surprise witness, a delivery driver for one of the shell companies linked to the sale. He carried a stack of documents and photographs. On the night of the transfer, he explained, I delivered papers and received signatures from 3 adults. 1 female, 1 male, and another individual whose face was partially obscured. But the handwriting on the forms matches the Brown family signatures exactly. Kody, Robyn, and possibly Christine. Kody's face went pale. Christine! No. Impossible. Christine shook her head, voice breaking. I wasn't there. Ask my kids. Ask anyone. This isn't me. Robyn's eyes widen, panic creeping in. I told you. I did nothing wrong. Kody was in the room with me. We discussed everything together. The bailiff called for order as whispers filled the room. Every family member, every lawyer, every journalist in the gallery leaned forward. Trust, loyalty, and decades of family history hung on every word, every gesture, every grainy photograph. Then, the notary who had testified earlier whispered something to the judge. The judge nodded, signaling both sides to approach. It seems, he said, voice grave, that there is additional evidence that could change the context of everything presented so far. We will review it immediately. Robyn's phone buzzed again. She glanced at it, eyes widening in horror. A single text from an unknown number. You promised me this would be over by now. Her face drained of color, and the entire courtroom felt the chill of fear. Kody shot Robyn a look of fury and confusion. Kody shot Robyn a look of fury and confusion. Christine and Janelle exchanged anxious glances, unsure who to believe. Meri sat alone, quietly crying, realizing that even after all these years, the foundation of their family might be irreparably fractured. The judge slammed the gavel. Court is in recess for 15 minutes. We will reconvene with all parties prepared to present any new evidence. As the Browns exited, the tension followed them like a storm cloud. Kody stormed ahead, refusing to look back. Robyn lingered, shoulders slumped, clutching her phone and tissues, tears barely contained. Christine whispered to Janelle, "If she's hiding this much, what else don't we know?" Janelle said nothing, and Meri simply stared at the courtroom doors. The uncertainty pressing down on her like a weight she could barely lift. The gallery emptied slowly, whispers echoing through the marbled halls. Outside, the news vans were relentless, capturing every fragment of emotion. Cameras flashed, recording every tear, every glare, every hesitant step. And as the doors closed behind the Browns, the secrets waiting inside the courtroom seemed ready to leap into the light. Because one thing was certain, after tonight, the Browns would never be the same. Kody shakes his head, voice barely above a whisper. I wasn't there. I was at home. Ask anyone. Christine's eyes widen, but she remains silent. The prosecutor leans forward, voice sharp. If you weren't there, Mr. Brown, then who was? And if it wasn't your signature, who signed your name? No one answers. Every new revelation feels like a domino falling, each one threatening to obliterate the fragile remains of trust. The truth is closing in, and no Brown is safe from its reach. The technician steps forward, pointing to another detail in the footage. The license plates. One registered to Robyn, the other traced back to a rental agency signed out to an E-Green. A murmur spreads through the gallery. Robyn's face hardens into a mask of panic. The judge leans forward, voice steely. Court will recess until tomorrow morning. When we reconvene, I expect full honesty from everyone. Any witness withholding information will face contempt proceedings. The gavels slam down. The Browns gather their things in silence, pale faces and unsteady steps marking the weight of dread. Outside, cameras flash. Reporters shout, voices blending into a blur of questions. The family moves through it all as one, united only by the fear of what comes next. The next morning, the courtroom feels heavier, thicker. As if the tension from yesterday seeped into the walls and refused to leave. Christine looks exhausted, dark circles under her eyes. Janelle keeps rubbing her hands together as if trying to warm herself from a cold that has nothing to do with the air. Meri walks slowly, steps careful, unsure. Kody moves with a tight control, the kind of composure a man clings to when he fears his own breaking point is visible. Robyn, hollow and drained, clutches her purse like a lifeline, glancing at Kody for support, but he doesn't look at her. The judge calls the court to order. Silence cuts sharp. The prosecutor wastes no time. Your Honor, we will now review the late-night footage in full and call Christine Brown as our next witness. Christine stiffens, caught off guard. But she rises, spine straight, a woman carrying decades of battles, heartbreak, and survival. She swears the oath, folds her hands in her lap. Mrs. Brown, the prosecutor, begins. Yesterday, you denied being on Coyote Pass the night these documents were signed. Is that correct? Yes, Christine says, voice steady. I was home with my children. And you're absolutely certain. He presses, pulling a phone record from his folder. This location ping places your phone near the Coyote Pass entrance at 9:48 p.m. Christine swallows. My phone could have been in someone else's car. I wasn't there. Kody leans forward, desperation in his eyes. Christine, tell the truth. We need it. She exhales, fragile. I drove past. I didn't stop. I just needed to clear my head. That land meant so much to us. The footage plays again, enhanced. Shadows move across the screen, the hooded figure pivoting in a way that matches Christine's build. Janelle's eyes widen. Christine grips the witness stand, voice trembling with a mix of fear and fury. No, that's not me. That isn't my coat. I didn't go on the land. The prosecutor leans in gently. Mrs. Brown, why did you drive past? Her voice softens, almost a whisper. Because I knew something was wrong. You, Kody, kept secrets. Every time I asked, I was waved off. I could feel something happening behind our backs. I didn't sign anything. I didn't meet anyone. But I knew. I could feel it. The judge tries to intervene, but Christine continues, eyes darting to her family. You never trusted us. Not really. You trusted the land more than the women who built your life with you. The gallery murmurs. The prosecutor's voice is calm, probing. Mrs. Brown, you mentioned recognizing something. Can you explain? Christine's lips part, a memory surfacing. Years ago, Robyn mentioned someone from her past. Someone who would help if she ever felt unsafe in the family. Her eyes lock on Robyn. I think the buyer might be someone connected to her. Someone she didn't want any of us to know existed. Robyn bursts into tears. That's not true. The judge calls for order, pounding the gavel. But the damage is done. Every Brown's face is etched with shock and disbelief. A hooded figure steps forward. Recognition spreads across the courtroom like wildfire. The hood comes down. Emily Green, Robyn's half-sister. The murmurs swell. I am Robyn's half-sister, she says calmly, but the weight of her words hangs heavy. The prosecutor moves swiftly. Miss Green, are you the buyer of Coyote Pass? Emily nods. Am. I have the wire transfers, the contracts, everything. Kody leaps to his feet, fury boiling over. You did this behind our backs, Robyn. You told us there was no family left. You lied? Robyn chokes on her words. I was desperate. The debts. The fighting. I thought Emily could help. Janelle's voice cuts through. So you gambled with our future. You sold us out to your own sister. I didn't want to lose everything. Robyn sobs. I did it for the kids, for all of us. The prosecutor lays out the final evidence, coded emails, instructions, recordings. Every step of the sale orchestrated by Robyn, always terrified of being discovered. The final email reads, once the papers are signed, I'll finally be free. Christine weeps openly. Kody sits in stunned silence. Meri stares blankly. The recording plays, Robyn's voice haunted. I can't keep up. I feel like a stranger in my own home. The judge's voice finally cuts through the devastation. This court will adjourn until the afternoon. We will address legality funds and potential charges when we return. As the Browns file out, broken and silent, Kody tries to speak. I'm sorry. I thought I could protect us, fix what I broke. Christine looks away. Janelle walks past. Meri lingers, glancing at Robyn. You should have told us everything, Robyn. Secrets ruined us. Not money, not land. The courthouse doors close behind them. Outside, cameras flash, but the Browns move like ghosts. Burdened by betrayal, loss, and the harsh reality that trust once broken's almost impossible to restore. The Browns step into the hallway, each moving like a shadow of themselves. Kody leans against the cold wall, hands trembling slightly, jaw tight. Christine clings to Janelle, her shoulders shaking, silent sobs racking her body. Meri sits alone on a nearby bench, phone in hand. Staring at an unread message from Robyn, Robyn herself is led away by her lawyer, face streaked with tears, shoulders hunched like she's carrying the weight of the entire trial on her back. Emily Green walks calmly toward the prosecutor, her expression unreadable. She leans in, whispers a few words, and he nods grimly. Motioning to the judge, the prosecutor summons both legal teams back into the courtroom. A hush falls over the room, thicker and heavier than before. Even Robyn freezes mid-step, sensing that whatever comes next will unravel everything yet again. A new document is produced, one that Robyn has never seen. The prosecutor holds it with a slight tremor, revealing its importance without a single word. The judge squints at the pages, flipping through the yellowed, creased sheets. The courtroom leans in, the Browns craning their necks to see. This, the judge begins, voice low but grave, is a deed dated nearly 30 years ago. It lists a trust as the original owner of Coyote Pass, the Browns. The gallery erupts in whispers. Kody's face turns pale. "But we bought that land outright," he protests. "Everyone saw the sale." The prosecutor shakes his head slowly. It appears the sale may have transferred occupancy rights, not full ownership. The trust was never dissolved. Technically, the Browns may never have owned Coyote Pass at all. Meri slumps in her seat, the impact of decades of fighting and dreaming crashing down around her. Janelle's hands fly to her mouth, disbelief etched in every line of her face. Robyn stares at Emily, her plea for understanding lost in the swirl of betrayal and legal chaos. "Sometimes," the judge says quietly, "the greatest betrayal isn't from the family, you know, but from the ghost of the past." The Browns' lawyers scramble, poring over the ancient documents. Christine leans forward, voice trembling. "Kody, how could we not know this?" Kody shakes his head, lost, defeated. "We were young, trusting. We signed what they gave us. I thought we did everything right." EmilyGreenRises.com, but with a quiet gravity. "My firm did a title search before the purchase. That's how I found the trust. When Robyn reached out, desperate for help, I realized the only way to secure the sale was to buy the trust rights, not just the Browns' interest. Legally, the sale to me is sound, but it means none of you were sole owners." Christine's tears stream freely. All those years, all the fighting, protecting a dream that never belonged to us. Robyn buries her face in her hands, sobbing. "I'm sorry. I didn't know." The judge calls a recess, allowing the lawyers to review the trust documents and determine if any part of the Browns' purchase could be salvaged. Outside the courtroom, the family huddles together for the first time in days. But comfort is fleeting. "What do we do if we lose everything?" Janelle's voice breaks through the silence. Kody tries to reassure them. "We're still a family. No matter what, we'll get through this." Christine shakes her head, voice low and bitter. "We can't keep pretending, Kody. Look where secrets got us." Back inside, the judge reconvenes. Having reviewed the documents, it's clear the Browns were victims of a clerical error. But the law does not change. Miss Green, as the beneficiary of the trust and the buyer, has the right to the property. The Browns' claim is limited to seeking damages from the original sellers, not ownership of Coyote Pass. Kody surges to his feet. "You can't do this. This land. It's our home, our legacy." The judge's voice is calm, yet firm. "I'm sorry, Mr. Brown. Legally, your family never held full title." Christine breaks down silently. Janelle hugs her tightly. Meri turns to Robyn, voice shaking. "Why didn't you just tell us the truth?" Robyn whispers almost inaudibly, "Because I thought I could fix it. I thought if I kept the land safe, I could keep us together." Emily stands, her calm finally cracking. "I never wanted to hurt you, Robyn. You're my sister. But business is business. You came to me and you made your choice." Robyn recoils as if struck. "I only did it for the kids, for all of us." The judge addresses the family. "You may pursue legal remedies for any wrongdoing by the original sellers. But as far as Coyote Pass is concerned, the matter is legally settled." A stunned hush falls over the courtroom. Reporters buzz with excitement. But the Browns ignore them. They gather their belongings in silence, lost in regret, fear, and the raw ache of betrayal. Kody turns to his wives, voice raw, trembling. "I'm sorry. I thought I could protect us. I thought I could fix what I broke." Christine looks away. Janelle walks past without a word. Meri lingers, glancing at Robyn. "You should have told us everything, Robyn. Secrets ruined us. Not money. Not land." The courthouse doors close behind them, leaving the Browns to face the harsh reality. Trust once broken is almost impossible to restore. And even love may not survive the weight of hidden truths. Robyn sobs, clutching her phone as the Browns disperse, each stepping down the courthouse steps in a different direction. The unity that once defined them now lies in fragments, crushed beneath the weight of a future that seemed lost. Outside, dark clouds gather and the first drops of rain begin to fall, streaking the pavement like tears. Kody stands alone in the parking lot, head bowed, shoulders heavy with defeat. Christine seeks shelter under the courthouse awning, silent tears mingling with the drizzle. Janelle finds Meri and wraps her in a tight hug, one that feels almost like a final goodbye. If you've ever lost something you thought was forever, you know this pain. And you know the hardest part isn't letting Goots facing what comes next. Suddenly the prosecutor emerges, papers in hand. "Wait," he calls. The Browns freeze. There's one final clause in the trust, one last detail that could change everything. If the family can prove they maintained and improved Coyote Pass at their own expense for 10 consecutive years, they may have grounds to appeal. A flicker of hope ignites. Christine grabs Kody's arm. "We planted, we built, we worked that land. We can prove it." Robyn's phone buzzes. One last message. She glances down, face twisting with confusion and fear. The sender, the trust's original lawyer. The message tells her of a sealed envelope, one meant for the family alone. The judge, overhearing, orders an immediate review. The Browns return to the courtroom, a strange mix of dread and hope settling over them. The envelope sits on the judge's desk, small but heavy with the weight of decades of dreams, disputes, and secrets. The judge picks it up delicately, turning it over as if it carries the future itself. This document, he announces, was left by the trust's original attorney. It's marked for the Browns only. Kody steps forward, voice thick with anticipation. "Can we open it now?" The judge nods. He breaks the seal, carefully unfolding a handwritten letter. The ink faded but still legible. His voice reads aloud to the family who makes this land their home. "If you have given Coyote Pass your love, sweat, and honest effort for 10 years, this land belongs to you. Not in the eyes of banks or lawyers, but by the spirit intended when the trust was created. Present your proof of care and improvements to the court. The land shall not be lost to outsiders, but passed to those who build their dreams here." Signed, Eel Harper, Trust Attorney, 1994. Christine gasps. Janelle's jaw drops. Meri stares in awe. Even Kody, battered by weeks of legal chaos, feels hope cracking through the clouds. Robyn turns pale, hands trembling as she rereads the message. The miracle is real but fragile. The judge hands the letter to the Browns' attorney. "Gather your evidence. We reconvene in 2 hours to review your claim." In the hallway, the family huddles. Christine scrolls through hundreds of photos, fences built, gardens planted, houses drawn and raised. Janelle contacts contractors for invoices. Meri digs out boxes of family photos and videos of birthdays, summer nights, holiday lights strung across the porch. Robyn finds a few receipts and emails, small contributions of her own. Kody places a memory stick on the table. "Blueprints I drew. For all of us. For our future." The next hour is a whirlwind. Bindings of photos, contracts, videos, receipts, testimonies, all meticulously organized. Every detail proving their dedication, their love, their labor. When the Browns return to court, their mood is fragile but determined. The gallery can feel the shift. This isn't about money. It's about whether a family can prove they built a home through hard work and heart. The judge examines the evidence. Christine building fences with her sons, Janelle painting the barn. Meri tending gardens, Kody's blueprints. videos of family celebrations, and even Robyn's receipts for playground equipment. A neighbor testifies, "I saw them working day and night. They built that place with their own hands." Robyn stands trembling. "I know I didn't do as much on the land, but I love this family. I tried to help in my way. I'm sorry for everything I did to hurt us." Christine turns away, tears welling, but Janelle squeezes Robyn's hand. "We all made mistakes. True family is about forgiveness and coming together when it matters most." The judge retires to deliberate, leaving the Browns in tense suspense. Minutes stretch like hours until finally he returns. Your evidence, your testimony, your memories. They show not only that you maintained Coyote Pass, but that you made it a home through devotion, sacrifice, and love. Your claim is accepted. The land will be transferred to the Browns. The courtroom erupts. Tears, laughter, embraces. Christine hugs Janelle. Meri collapses into Kody's arms. Robyn is drawn into the circle, sobbing openly. Redemption, after so many betrayals, feels almost unreal. But even victory carries scars. The judge warns, the truth, good or bad, will always come out. Trust and honesty are fragile. Hold on to your family and never hide from each other again. Outside, sunlight cuts through the rain as the Browns walk together, finally united. Christine leads Janelle at her side, Meri close behind, Kody and Robyn arm in arm. They return to Coyote Pass, laughter and tears mixing in the wind. At the land's edge, they look over their home, their dreams, and their half-finished projects. Kody chokes back emotion. "We get a second chance. Let's not waste it." Christine puts her arm around Meri. "No more secrets. We rebuild together or not at all." Robyn nods. "I'll never hide anything again. I want my family back." The Browns form a ring of hands and hope under the morning sky. For the first time in forever, Coyote Pass feels like home, not just because of legal titles, but because they fought through the darkness and found each other again. If you had been in their place, would you forgive every betrayal for a new beginning, or walk away for good? Tell us in the comments, what's the lesson we should never forget? But just as the Browns start to breathe, a final message arrives, one that freezes them all in place. Robyn's phone buzzes again. She reads aloud, voice trembling. "We're reviewing every email, every financial transfer, every conversation. Every email, every financial transfer, every conversation. Evidence of one more betrayal has surfaced. It could change everything." The family stiffens on the courthouse steps. Celebration turns instantly into fear. The camera's already hovering. Catch every flicker of panic. Kody grips Robyn's hand. "What now?" he whispers. Christine clenches her phone like a lifeline. "We face it. Together, no more secrets." Inside, the courtroom feels colder than ever. The judge sits amid stacks of files, each a potential bombshell to trust. Investigator lays out the evidence, a mysterious transfer 6 years ago. Routed through a shell company and ending in a foreign account. The signature is unclear, but digital fingerprints suggest it belongs to Meri. Meri gasps. "No, I would never steal. You have to believe me." Christine and Janelle rush to her side, their faces masks of concern. Kody's jaw tightens, anger, fear, and heartbreak tangled together. Robyn is frozen, her guilt from past mistakes colliding with her fear of the unknown. The judge calls for a digital timeline to trace every login. Evidence points to the family property, but who accessed it? Leon, Meri's eldest, is brought via video link. He shakes his head. "I helped with bills, but I never set up a transfer. I never touched property funds." The investigator presses. "Anyone else have access to Meri's devices?" Leon hesitates. "Once. Robyn asked me to check a balance. I used Mom's old planner password." Robyn stiffens, remembering, "I never asked you to do anything else. I was away all day that time." Emily, Robyn's sister, confirms she was with her that day. Christine narrows her eyes. "Fit. Wasn't Leon? Then who? Then a breakthrough?" Christine remembers the handyman who worked on the Wi-Fi that week. Emails, receipts, confirmations, the pieces fit. The digital trail shows the shell company account matched a registration connected to the handyman. Relief floods the room. Meri collapses, sobbing in Kody's arms. "I'm so sorry I doubted myself." "Doubted us?" Kody whispers, "We should have believed in you." "We should have believed in each other," the judge declares. The Browns are cleared of wrongdoing. The trust board accepts your evidence of care for Coyote Pass. Legally, the land belongs to you. The courtroom explodes in tears, laughter, and embraces. Christine and Janelle hug. Meri clings to Kody. Robyn is pulled into the circle. After years of suspicion and betrayal, redemption feels almost surreal. But the lesson remains. Victory carries scars, and trust must be earned and protected. The judge offers parting words. Family is not just about shared blood, but shared struggle, shared truth, and shared forgiveness. Guard it fiercely. Outside, the sun finally breaks through the storm clouds. For the first time in years, the Browns walk together, not perfect, but united. Christine leads Janelle by her side, Meri close, Kody and Robyn arm in arm. They drive back to Coyote Pass with laughter and tears blending in the wind. At the land's edge, looking over the fields, the half-finished dreams, the work of their hands. Kody whispers, "We get a second chance. Let's not waste it." Christine places an arm around Meri. "No more secrets. We rebuild or we fall together." Robyn nods, voice steady but soft. "I'll never hide anything again. I want my family back." The Browns form a circle, hands entwined, hope rising under the morning sky. Coyote Pass is home not because of titles, not because of legal battles, but because they fought through darkness, forgave, and chose each other. And so, after decades of lies, betrayals, and courtroom drama, the Browns learned a truth: every family must hold, secrets destroy, but love and honesty rebuild.